It's a terrible idea to sell the exact same thing as somebody else on Amazon. The only thing you've got left to compete with if that happens is your reviews and your price, and you're going to get your ass kicked by Chinese sellers if that's all you've got. So what you need to do is differentiate your product. But how on earth do you differentiate your product? Well, in this video, I'm going to give you some really easy ways to do that. Now, if you like this kind of information where I'm helping you get an advantage on Amazon here in Australia, consider giving this video a thumbs up. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel, post brand new information just like this each and every day. If you've got any questions or comment or feedback, comment below and I'll answer personally for you. With that being said, let's go. How do you think you can differentiate products? What's some ways that we can differentiate products? You tell me. Here we go. So Anjali says, add an ebook. You could definitely add an ebook for sure. Mary, put your brand name on the product. You could do that. The color and the size. Yeah, okay. So you can differentiate products with color and size really, really easily. In fact, color is one of the easiest ways to differentiate. There are a lot of people who search for products based on color. And color becomes the defining factor that influences their decision-making process. Obvious examples is if you're selling products that are kitchen products, well, if something's going to be out on display, then it must match the decor of the kitchen, okay? So color becomes very, very important. Lots of different decors, therefore, lots of different colors can be sold. Things like that. Pink is a color that heaps and heaps of people search for. Yellow color, heaps and heaps of people search for it. Purple, etc., etc. All these colors are opportunities for you to differentiate what's in the marketplace. So good one, that's a good one. Bundling, you can absolutely bundle some products. Yes, thank you for that. Let's just come back over here. Here's a great example of bundling. Okay, so we've all seen people selling singular squeaky toys, singular puppy things for dogs and things like that. What some very, very smart people have done is they've put together a kind of new puppy pack, which is just lots and lots of different items all sold in a bundle as a pack. And these things outsell all other singular things on Amazon. Of course they would. It's a really clever idea. So these singular products, you know, those and those and those and stuff like that, they sell well. But when you bundle them all together, you differentiate yourself and you create almost like a whole new category on Amazon you've created and owned for yourself. There's heaps of opportunities to do that. We just saw one earlier with the roller skates as well. That sort of thing, really, really clever way of bundling. What else have we got? Let's think about this from the factory's point of view. So most people, when they think about a factory, they don't really think through what's happening at the factory. So a factory very, very often does not manufacture all the different components that go into the thing. So a factory, for instance, one factory would make that casing, another factory would make the screen, the actual insides would be made by somebody else. They're all brought together and then they're assembled by a factory. Okay, so but you would be buying that product from a factory. Now, if you try to get something different done with that product, well, two things are important to note. The first one is the factory has got their own minimum order quantities. So the factory would have to order, say, 1,000 of those screens, 1,000 of the interior, and they would manufacture 1,000 of the shells themselves. Okay, so when you're trying to get things made or changed, it's important for you to know that. Also important, if you're wanting to get changes made to a product like this, then, well, does the factory that you're asking make the thing, or do they buy it in? In which case, they've then got to ask this other factory to make changes, okay? So important to recognize things like that. That gives you a big advantage when you start thinking that through. Anyway, the other thing you can do, what else you got? Packaging can absolutely differentiate. So if you're selling something that comes beautifully packaged, so it's instantly giftable, well, that's a friggin' huge differentiation for you. Super, super easy for you to do, but it gives you a massive advantage. You differentiate yourself, comes in beautiful packaging. If it's a gift, all the better, okay? What about a great way of getting a differentiation is to include amazing instructions. You would be amazed how many people complain about instructions on things that either need to be assembled. Most assembly instructions are terrible, or they're a little bit complicated to use. So if you're selling something like that or thinking about it, you can actually get a really big advantage by doing really great instructions. Here's the other thing as well, okay? Thinking ahead. If your instructions are really, really good, you can then put your instructions on your hero image. So think about the hero image. This is a bit advanced, but you know, you guys are up for it. Think about your hero image. You're only allowed to put things on here that are included in what you're selling. That's Amazon's terms of service, okay? So if your brilliant instructions come with the box, you can then put the instructions onto your hero image, and depending on what you put on your instructions, that can then be used to, let's just say you could use that to augment your argument about why somebody should buy your product, because what you can't put on your, you can't put anything on here that, you know, like bestseller or something like that. But if your instructions have got 5 stars on them and you include your instructions in here, you're just including your instructions in your image. It's totally fine. Anyway, it's a bit advanced, but you get the idea. What else you got? What else you come up with? Niche within a niche, that's good. So puppy toys for small dogs. That's a niche within a niche. You could do puppy toys for large dogs. You could do puppy toys for biting dogs. You could do puppy toys for nervous dogs, etc., etc., etc. So there's always niches within niches you could do. That would work really, really well. All right, so there's some great ideas. Okay, so the thing to do is to think creatively about the person you're going to sell to. The more you can think about the individual person that you're selling to, the more all of these differentiations and changes you make open up. It all starts with your customers. The more you love your customers, the more you'll be able to do to differentiate your product in their mind. It all starts with customers. That was a video from my regular Monday night Q&A session with the members of the Aussie Online Entrepreneurs. We are over 2,500 members right here in Australia and growing. We're the fastest growing e-commerce community right here in Australia with sales of over $50 million. If you'd like to find out more about what we do and how we can help you build your own Amazon business, get yourself off to www.aussieonlineentrepreneurs.com.au. That link's in the chat, and I'll see you in the next video.